So let's talk about when the ZONEI, or the seven classical Chaldean planets, which are deities according to the Mesopotamians and the system of the Simon Necronomicon, when can they hear you?
Necronomicon is coming.
Okay, so this has implications for any time that you want to do spells that work with the deities in the Simon Necronomicon, the ZONEI. Um, Not all the deities, but the ZONEI, and when they can hear our prayers, and also when it is appropriate to make the seals for the gates. So I'm not going to go into exaltations and stuff because I did that in a previous video, I believe. But just know that when you make seals for the seven zoni, the planets themselves have to be exalted, which means they have to be in particular astrological signs. But that's a subject for another time, which I believe is in the past now because I already did that. Time travel. All right. Anyway, and don't mind Pixie. She's a little bit of a bug tonight. But anyway, so when can the Zonai hear us? And by this I mean, okay, according to old school Mesopotamian astrology, the way that the priest would work with the planetary gods, it was believed that they could only hear your prayers when they were around, meaning when they were visible in the sky. Because if due to Earth's rotation and stuff, and whether you believe it's flat or not, does not really matter right now. And speaking of which, I gotta do a video on that sometime because it's really interesting. But anyway, um, if you can't see them, they can't hear you. So in other words, when are they in the night sky? And I'm going to get into why I made this video in a second. So if I go over to my webpage, Jazz here, let's see, where did I put it? And please, Pixie, don't be messing around with my stuff. But so I googled it about what planets are in the night sky. I'm just going to start bumping the screen. And the bottom line is, according to earthsky.org, sorry, that two of the five bright planets appear in the evening sky, Jupiter and Saturn. Venus is found exclusively in the morning sky, and so this season it's the Ishtar, or Inanna, is the morning star. And let's see. Also, in the morning, you will find Mercury and Mars. So let's translate this. So in the evening sky, you have Marduk and Adar, and in the morning, you have Ishtar, or Easter, or Inanna, depending on how you want to pronounce it and how you want to say it and which name you want to use. And then also in the morning, you can find Nebo and Nergal. So why did I make this video? Well, as everybody knows, because it's all over the place now, we got Hurricane Irma coming towards Florida. Now, for me, I have family in Florida, so that's kind of a little scary. But that's one of the main reasons why I live up here. It's because of hurricanes. I don't live out west because of tornadoes. So if you ask me, it's safer up here. I just deal with snow, whatever. But anyway, now if you look into the correspondences and what each of the gods, what their role was, because back then when you had all the different gods in the various systems, each of them had a role, and Adar, or Ninib, depending on the name you want to use, of course, which is Saturn, was the god of storms. He's actually depicted as holding a three-pronged, wiggly kind of staff stick thing, which I attribute to lightning bolts. He's the god of storms. And I wish I had the neck down here, but once again, it's upstairs, so I could kind of give a little ditty about who he is and whatnot. But anyway, so if anyone that's working with the Necronomicon system, wow, I got a little bit of a look at that. I got a friggin' whatchamacallit, alfalfa. There you go. Anyway, so anyone that works with the Necronomicon system that wants to send their energies in a positive way towards those that are going to be victims of this hurricane, you can work with Adar, with Ninib. And people are going to be like, well, how do I do that? Well, I mean, technically, you could set up your Mandal of Calling. You could put his seal, which is found in the Necronomicon, in the Simon Neck, in the middle of the mandal. You could read his invocation. There are plenty of prayers to Ninib or Adar that you can actually look up. They're easily Googleable, and Google Books really helps. And some of these books are actually out of copyright. I know that I have a prayer to Adar that I actually did, that put in my manuscript in the book of calling. I actually have a prayer for each of the Zonai, and when I can remember to do so, I actually read them on a weekly basis. Monday for Nana, Tuesday for Nergal, no, Tuesday for Nebo, Wednesday for too late. I can't remember the correspondences. Whatever, you guys get it, because every day is named after one of the 7 classical planets. If you think about it, wonder why. But anyway, so you can set up the seal in the middle of your mandal, and you could burn some pine, sandalwood, or cedar resin, and you can invoke Ninib or Adar, even with a personal prayer, maybe his invocation, and ask to send some positive energy, or to kind of quell that storm a little bit, or do what you got to do, but please don't hurt people. Don't be too destructive. You know what I mean? And so, according to the website, what the time to do this with Adar would be during the evening, because Saturn is in the evening sky. Trying to think if I can add anything else to this, but this is kind of a little bit of a whim thing. I've been a little bit busy around here. Kind of don't like that being in the shot, but I haven't cleaned up 100% down here yet. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know if this video made sense. Questions, comments, complaints, concerns, issues. Put them in the comments down below, and I'll see what else I can cook up with, because I get the next couple of days where I don't have to do much. So anyway, let's all send some positive energy towards the hurricane, that it doesn't really hurt. Doesn't really hurt anyone, I hope. And anyway, good hunting.